just got three things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
All right.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 603 Mini Cup Racing Series podcast. Tonight, we have the driver of the 73, Clyde Chatney, the driver of the number 3, Derek Forrest. This guy needs no introduction because, everybody knows Sean Martin drives the 78.
The mayor.
Rachel Gauthier, the driver of the 11. Jacob Boyce.
There you go.
Rachel Gauthier, the driver of the 11. And here tonight, we actually have Tristan. He is going to be our new official tech. So, but I'd like to open up tonight and,
Jacob.
bring up the Vermont Motorsports Expo. What an amazing weekend. Cale Billings went up there with the 42 Mellow Yellow car.
That looks nice.
Absolutely killed the setup and, handed out a bunch of Mellow Yellow drinks and stuff like that. And the number 42 Mellow Yellow Rigid actually won Best Appearing Scale Car. So this is the second year in a row we actually won something from the New Hampshire one from the Vermont Motorsports Expo. So anyway, with that being said, congratulations to Cale Billings. Looking forward to seeing the number 42 Mellow Yellow Rigid on the track very, very soon. So other than that, we have a big discussion that we're going to talk about tonight in a little bit. Carburetor rule. So we've been talking with a lot of the drivers, and a lot of people are complaining about the rule. So we're looking into it, and there's nothing we can really. Hold on,
Jacob.
So hold on, we'll get the sound going. There we go. So we're gonna take a look and see what we can do. If any drivers are out there watching, you guys got any questions about the carburetor rule, or any suggestions or ideas, give us a call. The number will be up on the screen. We can always use everybody's input on the carburetor rule. So with that being said, I think we might be going back to the stock appearing carburetor.
Hey, it's not the carburetor that drives the car; it's the driver.
Not only that, it's the setup.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Setup and the driver.
It
is. If you
A
have
little
it
bit of
set
both.
up right, that carburetor with a good carburetor with a bad setup, you're not gonna really have.
I
a chance.
agree.
Yeah.
And I said that to Peter earlier.
That's what I'm trying to figure.
Carburetors help once you get a setup,
Yeah.
right? Once you do your homework and stuff. I mean, a tuned carburetor is going to always be better than a stock carburetor, right?
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah,
you bore them out or not. I mean, as simple as getting dyno time, dynoing a stock carburetor by changing jets and whatever
Yeah.
is going to go better. I mean, I go back to Londonderry with the juniors, right? We picked the number, a stock number off a carburetor, and we went with that carburetor.
Mhm.
Everyone had the same carburetor. There was no question. That's what it was. We bought it from Amazon. You proved it was from Amazon. But then a guy took advantage of having a dyno and stuff, and he dyno tuned his carburetor.
Yep.
By changing jets and everything, and then next thing you know, he's a second faster than every car in the field.
Yeah.
And we can actually prove that
So-
it's not always the carburetor, because look at
I'll give up my carburetor. Anyone that wants to question that it's a carburetor, I will run your carburetor any week.
Ken Goodrow in my 7
Yep.
car, and then look at Buster in the
Buster.
20 car.
I know.
And then look at my car up at Riverside.
Stock carburetors.
Not Riverside, Claremont.
Stock
Yeah.
carburetors, and Buster was just stupid fast at Hudson.
Then if you adjust the carburetor wrong, it's just gonna run like crap.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you've got to know what you're doing.
Right.
That's why I don't touch carburetors. I
Right.
leave it alone. Somebody else does it for me.
Exactly.
I don't know how to adjust them because I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to blow the motor
Blue
up,
engines,
so I
like.
just-
And
I
I
just-
honestly think the stock appearing rule is a decent rule, anyways. I
Yeah.
mean, it's what the main guys are running.
Yeah.
So it allows us, if we want, a weekend that we have off, we can go up and run with them. It allows them to come down without spending any money.
Right.
If we want to change the carburetor rule, I mean, again, we have this podcast week in and week out, and none of the drivers want to watch or maybe they're watching and they don't want to speak up.
Right.
Yeah.
I know I talked to Paul Sipe earlier. He said he was going to call in and ask a few questions
Yeah.
if he could.
It's just, you know,
Just to make it fair for
speak
everybody.
up.
pretty
We
much.
you want pack racing. I think you've got to stay with the stock appearance. If you start taking away from these motors, you're gonna take away from the guys that aren't working on their cars.
Right.
I mean, I heard a suggestion earlier that let's run a box stock carburetor. You know, go no go tool. We're gonna call the jets. You're gonna run this jet. You're gonna run this carburetor. This is it. When you get caught without it, you're done. But in order to do that, you'd slow the cars down over a second. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe a second
Brandon,
and a half.
Brandon just said,
Jay, we can see it.
I was gonna read it, but anyway.
Yeah, it says, Brandon Emerson says, why can't we run a mod carb? What's the benefit for everyone running a stock carb? It's racing. It costs money. It's not fair for...
I completely agree with you, Brandon. I completely agree with you, Brandon.
I agree.
Hey, Kendall.
Oh boy.
Problem child. How you doing?
Kendall.
Yeah, nice
How are
try,
you doing?
buddy.
Not too bad. Hey, I see you talk about carburetors tonight, so that's the reason why I'm calling, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, we're thinking about going back to the stock appearing carburetor.
Okay.
So
Now, hear me out here. I just want to take a few minutes. You got me on the broadcast?
yes, sir.
What's that?
Yes, you are on the podcast.
Okay. Now you hear me out.
Yep.
The first race in Claremont, okay?
Yeah.
The 77 won, okay?
Agreed.
Yep.
I know where you're going,
When
Kendall.
we went to, I believe, Hudson, okay? 10 won.
Yep.
Me finished in second, just like the other race, okay? We went to Riverside, and it was one of the decentest race we had, and it was close with Ken or whatever,
Yep.
okay? Now, I don't know why I don't know what they was running for, but to me, they're all close. So I don't know why we can't run the same carburetors we had last year.
Yeah, I think we're going to, because we were looking at. I watched a lot of videos. I did a lot of like time trials with Hayden Kingsley, and then you. Your guys' lap times are just about almost the same. So I don't think doing a carburetor rule change is
I
really
don't think it's necessary.
necessary. So I think we're gonna wind up keeping because I talked to a lot of the drivers, and they all want to stick with
Same.
the stock
Stock
appearance
car.
card.
They're just
Okay, but the thing about it is, just like Sean said, and what Jason said last year, is I was beating you guys in the corners.
Right.
Okay, and so I don't believe. I think whatever we was running or whatever, if we was all close, if we're running a stock appearance carburetor, I should be able to run what I had.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just
I think that's the way to go.
yeah.
I honestly do. I think if we start playing with carburetors, we're going to see engines blowing.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see the series slow down. And let's face it,
See that?
if we already
Yeah.
look like we're going backwards,
So if it's a stock appearance carburetor, okay, it should be no problem.
yeah, I agree with you.
Correct.
And I agree with
They
the
all look
rule.
the same. They all
But like I
look the
said,
same.
we
You're-
was all close. Jason, Ken,
Yeah, you guys were in a
and the
pack.
thing
all-
about it is, the last race, what I was telling my father when Hayden and Brandon was racing, I said, hey, if I win this, I'm going to earn it. And, of course, the 29 had some other, whatever he was planning on doing, and dumped the 77.
Yep.
But he was running good for whatever. So I don't know why it's the big deal that what I'm running.
No, it's not going to be. We are going to go back to the stock appearing carburetor. So run what you ran last year, and then that way, if people have stock appearing carbs that we didn't know about, then they can run those as well.
I just think I've talked to a few drivers too.
Okay, so if it looks stock appearance, there should be no question on anybody
Yeah.
wants to run it.
Correct.
I
You said,
hold on.
What's that?
Yeah, I've been talking to a couple of the other drivers too, guys that were really fast last year. All, if you can believe them, and I do believe a lot of them, said they just ran a stock carb, played with air fuel mixture, and a few other things. So,
I just barely hear you, Peter.
Oh, you're actually,
Yeah.
Sean's talking.
yeah,
Okay.
it's I just
So what everybody was running last year is going to be able to run what they had this year.
Yes.
I agree with that. I think everybody should just run what they had because it was, from what I saw last year, for one, not one guy won everything, right? I
Right.
mean,
No, but the
Oh,
thing
those
about-
all different
was-
drivers.
it was
right
all
there.
different drivers.
Sean and Peter, if you want videos, we was all tight racing anyway.
oh,
Yeah,
trust
yeah.
me, I've taken lap times on your car. You weren't a ton faster. You were beating people through the corner.
Yeah.
Which comes down
That's right, I
to
was-
Setup.
bump steer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just happen to get your
Okay.
setup right,
You
Kendall.
you pretty much have a car set up. You can just hammer right through the. You don't even have to touch the brake. Just
Yeah.
keep your foot on that gas.
Yeah. So the rule is going
Something I gotta
back
learn.
to the stock appearing carburetor.
Okay. Because the thing about it is, or whatever, nobody had really a problem with me until I showed up with a 71 car.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Well, good call, because I was just going to say that. Are we banning carburetors or are we just banning Josh Kirk carburetors?
But
So whatever we was running last year, we'll be all set.
yes.
Okay.
It comes down to, you're good, Kendall.
We'll talk to you a little later. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
It comes down to this. And I've raced this series for 4 years, and I haven't won. And I've chased Kendall, and I've chased Eric Sargent, and I've chased multiple people.
But you're up there.
But I don't complain. Let's, instead of trying to slow the fast guys down, let's
Try to
step
keep
up
up
to the
with
plate.
them.
Guys that are out there that are listening, I don't know how many listeners we have because I shut off my thing. But guys that are out there listening, if your car's fast, let's get the slow guys up to speed.
Yeah.
Let's teach them that it takes this, this, and this. Someone suggested to me earlier, we do podcasts. I come here with Pete. I've traveled up and down the East Coast with Pete doing different stuff, Maine, whatever. I'm willing to give time. If you've got a slow car and you want it fast and you're going to work on it, I will come over. I will teach you what I do. There's no secret to what I do. You want to
Yeah.
know what I do to my car week in and week out? I
That's
will
what I
come do
like.
it with you.
I like doing stuff like that. I like learning about stuff.
You want to have a seminar where 5 or 10 drivers want to come learn? Let's just get everyone up to speed so that way when we go to these tracks,
They're all set up.
they're ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to if you're not going to work on your car, you're never going to be fast.
Right.
Never.
Yeah, just like because I just got done doing a bunch of work to my car over
Right.
last Tuesday, actually.
Yeah. Jay Romper's house.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to work on your car, you're not going to be fast. So
Right.
it's your fault.
That's the thing. If you work on your car and make it the way
It's supposed to.
it's
Right.
supposed to be.
You work on it at home, not at the track.
Right.
Yeah.
Brandon
Exactly.
said it well. Brandon just said it. Races are run in the garage.
Yes. Actually, let's give Brandon a call now.
They are. They're one in the garage. Guys that work on their cars.
Yeah, because all I have to do to mine is
Except
add
for me,
15
when-
pounds.
That's what I've been doing. I've been learning. trying to
Yeah.
keep up on
Well,
everything.
do the
greasing everything.
research.
We're
mean-
gonna call Brandon Emerson right now.
We talked about carburetors this week, and I've spent probably 25 hours learning about carburetors. You can buy if you want to.
Mr. Emerson,
Whoa.
what's going on, man?
Oh,
Yeah, you're out again. I can't
Hello?
hear you.
Hold
Can't
on
hear
a second.
anyone.
We lost our oh,
There we go.
So
Wake up.
let's
Can you hear
see.
me?
Yeah,
Yep.
can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, cool.
Must
So-
go to
I
AT&T.
gotta agree with Sean. The problem is people, you can't slow down the fast guys on the track. The races are won in the garage. You can't slow down the guys that are putting in the effort to work on their cars and win races.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't spend the last 4 years getting fast to go backwards. I can tell you that.
Oh, I know.
Just assume go to a different series if that's what it's going to be. I just assume go to a
Yeah.
different car. I didn't spend the last 4 years trying to gain 0.3 of a second, spending thousands of dollars to get it.
Right.
To be said, no, you're too fast. We're taking your carburetor away.
Can't do that.
You know, you can't do
It
that.
was
to
just
guys
like
that
me
put
with
the effort
the
in.
years.
We're gonna stick with the stock appearing carburetor, and we're just gonna leave that rule well enough alone. So
And if guys want to know, there's a carburetor online that's called, it's a stage 2 carburetor. I was doing research. It's $119. I know, don't want to throw a name out there under the bus or whatever, but I know a guy that ran it. He instantly got a lot of speed with it. NRA Racing makes a stage 2 that,
Yep.
I mean,
As long as it's stock appearing, you
Right.
know,
Do what you
that's
gotta
all it
do.
is.
yeah. Well, Brandon Emerson's gonna be driving my 4 car, which is Brandon. You're gonna be the 88, right?
Correct.
can't be the 4 in the 88 though.
So he's gonna run the 4 this weekend if it doesn't rain for practice and get a handle of the
It's supposed
car.
to rain.
And then he's gonna take that car up and have the body redone on it. But that car there is no joke. I mean, that thing's got a full
That
containment
fucking-
seat in
that
it
thing-
and
that thing's
everything. It's
na-
all
that thing's
brand
nasty
new.
looking.
Yeah, it's all
Someone
brand
spent
new.
some money.
Yeah. Well, that's Colt Martin's old car.
Someone spent some money.
It was just like me with last year with the.
Hear you guys.
All right.
Take it off that stupid speaker and just put it
I'll-
on your
I'll watch you
speakerphone.
online. I'll just solve it.
Okay.
All right.
It was just like me within the last few years. My car has always been dog slow, and then up at last race last year, my car was just quick out of the gate.
Right. Effort. Effort.
Well,
It comes
you
with
know,
effort.
I gotta build my whole car, so now I know it's gonna be built right. I just gotta learn how to. I don't know how to adjust the carburetor yet. I'm not too big on. I want to learn how to, but I'm not.
It's
up to part on how to adjust.
time
it.
consuming.
Yeah. There's a lot to learn. This
Because-
is why I have my
It's got a
drivers
fuel
work on the
ratio,
cars and I
it-
don't.
It depends on the humidity and all that other stuff to adjust the carburetor for each race.
Yeah, because when you go up to Riverside, you're a higher elevation.
Yeah.
Same thing with Claremont.
I know I'm gonna try really, really, really hard to get my car ready for Claremont. I know I'm not gonna make the practices
Yeah,
because I have
so-
a lot to do, but
Let's get into meeting Mr. Tristan here. He's gonna be our new tech guy. So, and I can tell you one thing: he won't take anybody's shit. So, if he sees something wrong with the car, I mean, it's just gonna be, very easy. You're gonna do, weight, ride height, your wheel width. You check your gear. It's all a bunch of simple stuff.
safety features.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on a second. Jake Henderson. If I race
Mhm.
this Saturday, my car would be
That's exactly what it takes, Jake.
Yeah,
Same here.
exactly. Yeah.
Every bearings get cleaned
Yeah.
every week.
That's what I
Bearings
gotta
get
do,
thrown
yeah.
away every
Yep.
2 to 3 weeks.
So,
Racing's expensive,
It is.
no matter what it is.
So Tristan here, we will be having the drivers meeting every week. We are at the track, at the scales.
Yeah.
So there's no ifs, ands, buts, or any excuse. Oh, I didn't know where Tech was. Every drivers meeting will be at Tech. So nobody has an excuse. I didn't see Tech. I didn't know where it was. You drive by Tech, it's an automatic disqualification. Don't
I
even
know.
turn around. Keep going.
Well, that's the only thing last year. It's like everybody drove past, a lot of people drove past that, and they knew where it was.
Yeah. Well, this year we're not dealing with that.
See, I didn't know I had to
You-
go to Tech after a race, but I didn't even get the race.
Only top 5.
Only top 5.
Oh, top five,
You
top five.
weren't even anywhere near that.
No.
So, but you got to be on the track to place.
Yeah.
I usually just stop in and say hi anyways.
Listen,
So-
this year I'm gonna be working really hard on getting the car ready for every race, doing what you just said,
Yeah.
breaking it down every week, greasing it,
Hey, Sean.
bearings, everything.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Takes chain. You think people don't even think of the chain.
Yeah.
Clean
Oh,
that.
I changed. I
Clean
have.
that.
I
You
actually
gotta clean
have like
that.
2 or 3 different chains for different tracks actually from last year.
Yeah, for gear. I
Yeah.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you know what I hate doing is breaking down chains and putting them back together.
Yeah,
So I
hate
literally
that.
have
leave it for a clutch
Right.
and a gear for each track.
right, and then I just change the chain.
That's what
Mhm.
I'm gonna have
Full
it set up
series.
this year. I'm gonna pick like a 14 or
I might in a practice,
14
Mikey,
or
but not in a
15.
race.
not sure what clutch I want to use, either a 14 or.
So Brandon, what's the rule with Tech? Is it a fan hangout spot like it's been, or is it strictly one driver, one crew member? We have came
One-
down to a decision on it, and
one-
it is the driver and one crew member only. That is it.
Jacob,
Sorry.
we got one driver, one crew member. That is it. I will have a barrier set up. Nobody is to pass those barriers. If anybody passes that barrier, you will be docked 25 points. It is none of the other team's business what the scale numbers are. It is that team's business only. That's it.
Scale numbers don't matter at the track, anyways.
Well, I'm talking about weights and stuff.
Yeah, it don't
So,
matter.
Yeah, but
Real,
that's-
literally, you're checking at the track. You're checking overall weight. So I guess unless I care if you're underweight,
Right.
I mean, we're not going to go to these tracks and have perfectly level scales,
Mhm.
right? I mean, so the people that are worried about what everyone weighs, and I mean, as long as they're making weight, that's all that matters. You can't check right side, which unless you're going to take the time to level the scales out week in and week out. What matters is that you're making 750.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people that are, and I hate to say this where everyone can hear me, but the people that are complaining about other people looking at their numbers,
I'm the one's worried.
well, they're the ones worried, but they're also not very smart.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
going to put it out there.
So, but yeah, it is.
You make
It
yourself
is.
look guilty, pretty much.
It is
Right.
just
You're
a
making
driver.
yourself look guilty, but you're also making yourself
Right.
look like you don't know, because I know that the scales aren't level, so I know that your scales are going to see different cross than mine.
Right.
So I don't care. Anyone wants to go up and look. I don't think it should be, but you
No.
can.
No, no,
I don't
nobody's
care. I'll
gonna
give
be-
you what my setup is.
No, it's gonna be just a driver and one crew member. That's it. Nobody else. So, yeah, it's gonna be, yeah, like I said, if you drive by tech, automatically disqualified. Don't even turn around
It's
and
only
come back.
top 5, right? Top 5 usually.
Top
Yep.
5. So,
That way, if you disqualify anyone, you get
right,
a couple guys to replace them.
right. So yeah, it'll be top 5. That's it.
But also, it doesn't clutter up tech. It goes a lot smoother.
Right.
But what do you do when you don't have crew members? You just pick one?
You could.
I shouldn't have to worry about getting on the scales anyways.
Overweight.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm way overweight.
So,
I don't even think you'll have to add any lead weight.
I'm already in rough leg weight.
All your lead weight's in your belly.
That'll make me hopefully push me faster, hopefully, with the weight.
I was gonna say something like that, but.
Shut up, Clyde.
Shut up. Well, you
Mikey, it looks like 13 or 14
13?
suspended.
13 or 14 suspended.
If they all show up,
yeah, and
every
we're-
week.
And we're actually looking at it like 13 rigids, I believe.
should be good car counts.
Yeah.
So, sounds like the racing was good last year.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of rookies this year. All the rookies will have the yellow stripes on the back of their car. So
And they gotta have the student driver on the back.
I think that's a
You're
good
gonna have
idea.
rookie
I think
stripes.
that's a good idea.
No, I don't. I'm not a rookie this year.
Yeah,
you never made it on the track last year. so
Yeah,
yes, you are.
I made it on Claremont.
I
Yes,
want the rookie
did.
stripe too. I love the rookie. Can
You
I
know
run
what
for
really,
rookie of
you
the
know what
year?
really stinks?
Yeah,
Okay, I actually raced all the practices at Claremont when we did the karting, and we went out there after it rained, and that's as many laps as I raced on that car. I had at least 20 laps on the damn car, and I was so mad.
Is that when we were driving the track or actually racing?
When I was trying the track smart.
Yeah, see, we weren't going that fast. That's why.
I was having fun with the Nissan going around the track, okay?
So anyway, let's get back to Tristan here.
Well, I just got one question. So the ride height now on the
Rigids
Inch
don't
and
have
a
a
half.
ride height.
I thought they had to be like
Inch and a half.
I think
Yeah,
the rules,
it's an inch
the
and a half.
rules,
It
that
does-
there is
it
a
does
rule.
say
Inch and a
The
half.
rules
yes,
are inch and a half.
Okay, then it's an inch and a half.
So it's inch and a half. So I gotta bring, cause I was.
You gotta bring your
looking
car
at
up a little bit.
My new chassis.
What's it at?
So I got,
It's about an inch. It's gonna come up a little bit.
I would cheat and leave it at an inch. Setup will be way better.
Yeah, but he won't clear. I'll disqualify.
Setup
So-
and so a rigid. I've always said the left side should be around. I mean, I don't know what the rule says. I haven't read it.
I think it's an inch and a half. That's what I.
Isn't it the same as the suspended?
Yes.
So
It's
it should be an
half on
inch.
the
I think the
inch or-
suspended says an inch.
No,
And
inch and a
body
half.
height is inch and a
It's
half.
inch and a half.
The body's inch and a half. I think the chassis is an inch.
I'll have to look.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah, if you look.
I'm gonna look
I
it
don't
up.
remember.
But,
I thought it
uh,
was an inch.
Like I
but-
said, I'm looking right now.
So,
Tech guy probably will know in a week or two once he gets to study the rules.
Yep. So he's gonna be. We have all
Jason
the
would
tech
know if he
tools.
would just message me over here.
We have all the tech tools. We have the ride height tool. We have the wheel width tool. Your brakes, before you even think about going on that track, your brakes have to be checked. I think it's 70 pounds of torque
Yeah.
for your brakes.
Yeah.
If it's not 70 pounds, you better do some work on them because you ain't going out there unless it's 70 pounds.
Right,
of
Well,
torque.
that was the problem last year with mine.
Yeah, we're up in the air. He had brakes.
Up in the air,
Down
I had,
when it had
I
down, it had no
that
brakes.
brake, but as soon as they hit the ground, forget it. I had.
That's weird. It's
I don't
weird.
know how that worked because he did have brakes when it was up in the air.
So
so
ride height is
Well, we
an
check
inch
it
and a
in
half
the air.
with the
So
driver.
that'll be good.
it, like Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what it was.
Inch and a half with the driver.
With
Yeah,
the driver.
inch
Yeah.
and a half.
So we drive all the way around. Is it
All the way around.
All the way around.
Yes.
Yeah, inch and a half. I just read it.
You're a little like.
Tire pressures is gonna be like one of
That's
the
the
big things
minimum.
this year. Knowing my tire pressure, which I have actually a good set.
Yeah,
of
that tire pressures,
pressures
that's all on
and
you
all that
guys.
stuff. Oh, no.
But
So basically, I can take just an inch and a half piece of square stock that I have in the shop. I can
And
slide
make it
in.
that
Yeah.
ride
As long
height.
as that sits on that.
Yep.
Where is that?
Yeah.
But you might
So
wanna
inch
just
and a
get
half's a minimum.
Yes.
Right.
So you might want to just put it a little bit higher because the tool that we have, if we can't slide it under, you're done.
Yeah, because you got that thing on the bottom.
Yeah.
So maybe like
Inch and 3/4.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
inch and a
this
half, inch
this
and three-quarters.
Sunday, we're supposed to be open practice at the High Banks of
Yeah,
Hudson
training.
Speedway. It's supposed to rain. Cross the
There's
fingers, it's
90%
New England,
rain.
it could change. But we'll keep everybody posted on that.
Yeah, put some rain tires on like NASCAR.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying. I know it's not.
So
No.
we do have the spot for fan zone at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the
I
week.
can't wait for that.
We can have probably 6 or 7 cars there.
Yeah.
We're also going to be at the Granite State Fair set up the same weekend. So Sean and Jay are going to run the track. I'm going to be at the fair.
I'll be at the track.
So
I'm on the
Yeah,
track
well,
anyway.
that-
You're gonna be at the
I'll-
track.
I'll be working.
I
So.
basically live there.
This car will be at the track.
so
I might take some pointers on.
I
how
think
it's gonna set up
Rachel's
on you.
car and Jacob's car is going to be at the fair with me. My 28 car and a couple other cars will probably be at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So
I'll be up there. So.
Scott Emerson, hell yeah. Yeah, it's static for some reason. We
Yeah,
gotta
I
figure
think it's
that out,
my
Scott.
headset too. That's why I only got half of it
Yeah, I
on.
get
It's
a lot of-
staticky.
Yeah, I can hear it too. We'll check it out and get it better for next week.
Yeah, 'cause I only got one side of that. That's all I do is static.
Yeah,
it's it's
that's
your
all
best
it's
side,
been.
I
Is,
guess.
that's
You
all.
know what it is?
That's all it's been, ever been. Has been only one side.
Yeah, I can hear it pretty good on this side, but this side it's muffled, but I can still hear it.
But I think it's just the wires that are crossed underneath the table. We'll fix them. But
It's like almost like two phones, like a
yeah.
two phones being too close
Right.
together.
Right. So, but yeah, we'll get the static all figured out and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I'll work on that this week.
Yeah, that's pretty much like with the carburetors. The only thing I need help with is
Brandon,
actually
can
just
you hear us
adjust
now?
the carburetor, pretty much. But anything else, I'm pretty good at confident at doing. Just the
Good.
carburetor I don't want to mess with because I don't know much about the carburetors. I do and I don't. I just don't know how to adjust it.
Well, like I said last year, it ain't broke, so try to fix it.
Yeah. Well, we got the
Once
88.
it's adjusted, then leave it.
I got my Green Mountain Dew car back today. So we're gonna get that ready for Liam McAdam. So.
Oh shoot! I gotta go get my sponsors.
I bet you can hear my big mouth, Brandon.
Yeah. Everyone talk up a
All
little
day,
bit.
every
helps.
day.
I actually have 2 or 3 sponsors this year.
Oh yeah.
Two or 3 mechanic shops gonna sponsor me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Golden Club in Bedford.
No, that's your area.
I'll take them if they want to come on.
That's
Honestly.
That's a
No,
female.
no, I think
That's a
Peters is the
female
golden
joint.
banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take them too. I'll take them too. I'll run with a big banana on the roof.
I'll paint my car yellow.
I mean,
Coming in.
anyone that wants to put money up.
Exactly. Because I got to call one of my sponsors after the podcast. So
John Chad.
I can hear him.
No,
It don't
yeah.
matter.
So the shop I work at, John Shass, I'm allowed to go up there on the weekends and do welding or whatever. If it's got to be major welding, he's going to do it. So he's going to sponsor that. All we got to do is pay for the materials. He'll eat
If
the
we need any
labor.
materials.
I got Mid-City Body and Collision on board. They're going to be painting my car in his car.
Pretty
Yeah, but
nice.
if he gets the Golden Banana, he's got to get out of the car wearing his birthday suit. and
yeah,
You think I care? You obviously don't know me very well.
Send it.
Exactly.
That's a full send
You
right
take
there.
the banana.
It's funny, I eat 2 bananas before I go racing every week. It's not even a joke. The potassium helps arm pump.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta just glue a banana on your hood.
Oh man.
Hey, I will take any sponsor. I mean, we've got a couple that, came on last year or 2 years ago now. JB Diesel's out of Deerfield. Them guys, car wouldn't be together if it weren't for them. They've reclipped it. They've listened to me complain. They've cut it apart. They've reclipped it again. They've they've listened to me complain again, and so they're awesome. And then Barbell Industries out of Raymond, New Hampshire. Them guys, they're young kids, 25. Jason Bart, Daniel Blanger. They do foundations. They're just all around good kids. We're working with them to put something together. We'll be with the cars at the Raymond Town Fair this year. Love doing all the events with the kids in them. Like to get in touch. Pete's going to try to get in touch with Fish Cat, see if we can't get a couple cars there.
That would be cool too.
We did that before there. We did that before at the Fish Cat Stadium.
So I know Sarah's friend Jen is an event coordinator for the Fisher Cats, and she's going to try and get us over there for the Portland Sea Dog game.
Yeah, whatever. It's about the kids.
Yeah.
Well, and we could do hopefully we get Sky Show again this year. Goes with the cars. That was actually pretty cool with the kids. You know, a lot of kids, a lot of people with the Sky Show.
Oh my God!
Well,
Last year lifted 10,000 kids.
I know.
We're the biggest event. Even when I was there setting up the racetrack, I was the biggest attraction there.
Yeah.
These cars attract the kids.
They
for
do.
sure.
They'd love it.
Well, when we were at the fair last year, we had a lot of adults, but most kids
love it.
in there.
Kids love it.
They thought those were the coolest things they've ever seen.
Well, this year, no, we don't have a 30 by 20 spot. This year we have a 30 by 40 spot.
Yeah, so we got bigger than last year then.
Right, we're double the size. Yep.
Right, so yeah, because that's what I was going to ask you. So where we were at.
But we may not be in one location. I haven't decided on that yet. We might have two locations.
Yeah.
One on one side of the fair, one on the other side of the fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be actually good because you still got.
Put all the cars on one side and all the merchandise on the other.
Nope. Put merchandise at both ends.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because you got how many entrances going into that fair?
Like
Too many.
Too many.
So Brandon Emerson just
Yeah, I
said,
was just
what's
gonna-
the rules and race details for the money race?
So the money race will be June 15th at the Hudson International Speedway. Anybody who's running for that race is allowed to race. But if you want to run for the money, you have to run the first 5 races.
5 races before the race, because I think there's actually 6 or 7
you
races.
have to run
but-
the first 5 races before the money race.
Okay.
And then you can run for the money.
Alright.
If you don't run the first 5 races before the money race,
Yeah.
you're excluded from the money race, but you are still allowed to run.
Okay.
So if that person wins, that is not running for the money,
That's the second runner-up.
then
that
it's
won.
the person that is closest to first will win the money. So
Now,
and
did you
it's gonna
figure
be
out- now,
it's-
Trying to keep the money in house.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you figure out if we can get a bigger purse, we can all, or is that
I would
just
like
on
to
a-
because if it's going to be 500, 300, 200
Yeah.
for the top 3. I would like to see if we can get more sponsorships
Yeah.
so we can, everybody can, get like $50 just for taking the green.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to do.
As long as I'm
But-
hit the
but
track.
But this is
That's a
gonna
big
be-
if.
But this
But
is
you
the
know what,
first year that we're doing that, right?
Yes, this is the first. This is the J. Raby Memorial. This is actually the first year we're doing it.
Okay, so and the rules are going to be the same because I mean there's been a lot of and you know as well, like last year, how there was some
Yeah, no, this is strictly you got to go by the rules, and also
Everything
Right.
rules.
Well, before we get with
Hey, Kendall.
I wanted to answer Chris.
hold on, Kendall, 1 second.
Just wanted to answer Chris real quick. An engine dyno for everyone to have access and things. I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't know what
You hear me?
Hold on 1 second.
I don't know what a dyno costs. I don't think it would be a bad idea for us to look at an engine dyno and then training someone properly to run an engine dyno.
Right.
If we can maybe get drivers and sponsors looking into it, I will look into trying to see what it costs. But if we can get everybody behind it, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
What's up, Kendall?
Well, this is another thing I was thinking, okay? I know last week you were saying, okay, on the radios, if it looks like somebody's doing this with the radio blocking or whatever, you're going to lose the radios.
Yep.
Okay? Is it going to be just that one person?
Yes.
Or everybody?
It'll be
One
just that
person.
one person.
Okay, I just want to clarify it. 'cause
Yep.
I mean,
And-
it's, I don't feel it shouldn't be everybody.
No.
It's just
No.
No, it's just that one person.
Also,
Okay.
we can look at fining people too. I mean, it says in our rules that we're able to fine people money.
Yeah.
And then we can put that money that gets fined back into the
Into
series.
Yeah.
Or
I
towards
mean-
the dyno.
So we can look at it a multiple ways. My guess is that no one's going to do it because they don't
I
want to
don't
lose
think
their
there's
radios.
only- yeah.
So, but yep, it'll be just that one person.
Okay.
That's what it sounds
good
like,
then.
Brandon,
Okay.
from what I
Okay,
understand.
thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Yes, Brandon, it'll be 500, 300, 200 for the top three. And then we're going to try and get more sponsorships to help make the purse bigger. So,
If I win, I'll give 500. I'll give 100 to every fan that comes up to me and says they're going to be at our next race. I literally
I'll be
will.
there.
I don't care. Yeah, no,
I'll
I
be
said
there.
outside the series.
Fan.
Oh, outside the series.
Outside the
Okay.
series, people that are going to be. I don't want the money. I would love to win it and hand $100 to fans that say they're going to be at the next race.
Maybe
I'd
so
love-
do
just
a
wanna
little
see
thing
this
for-
work.
Do like a break it up for like the little kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun for them to give them the parents
Mhm.
more of like, hey, you know, maybe we go to the next race and watch, see what happens.
Mhm.
Right, right.
I mean,
I'm
racing costs money. I don't need to win money.
I'm just
Yeah.
excited this year. 'Cause,
So-
you know,
I'm actually working on a couple more sponsors to actually raise the pot for the money race. So Brandon, that could go up.
So if you guys care about the series, is what I'm getting at, you should let me win.
yeah.
So everybody block everybody.
Right,
else.
so I can
We'll just
win.
do the
Right,
Ricky Bobby
exactly.
thing.
Right. Hey, I got to get people on my side one way or the other, right?
That's funny.
Great thing is everyone likes me because nobody likes a winner. So that's why I'm still liked by everyone.
My microphone fell.
But
Well, look who's operating.
we,
It's the operator error right there.
Chrissy, I'll put your name on the car. I'm gonna try to build a window for the right side of the car this year, which is gonna be hard. I don't know how I'm gonna stick my hand out the window and get yelled at, but we'll put it right on the passenger side window.
Are you having some technical difficulties?
Yeah, you don't know
Yeah,
how to run
yeah.
that thing. Probably need to have Jacob come in and fix it.
Yeah, like you don't know how to run the Nissan.
Hey, no, I don't think so. I drove your car. I didn't have any issues with it. Every time you get in it, it stalls. Driver operator.
Exactly.
But again, it's nice to hear Kendall call in, drivers. I mean, Chris commenting, Brandon.
Brandon.
You know,
Yeah.
because really, the only one I care to be watching this is the drivers.
Yep.
You know, I like that
Yeah.
the fans have chimed in, and you know, I like that my sister watches and some of my other family members are watching and stuff. But really, this is educational for the drivers.
all of us.
Absolutely.
It gives us a chance to,
Speak our minds. on
yeah,
certain
speak our
things
minds,
and-
gives
and
guys the time to speak their minds. We're all from each ends of the planet here.
get any good
um,
ideas? A good
right.
No good ideas. No bad ideas. A good idea.
If you care about the series, you need to speak your mind because I don't want to hear complaining.
Yeah, exactly.
I've said it right from the beginning. Pete knows. Everyone knows. I want to come race.
I wanna have
And-
some fun.
I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
The best year we had was the year we didn't have any points.
If you're not having
Right.
fun, why do it?
Why do it?
Right.
Right. I just said the only chance I'm got
So-
of winning money, I'm going to give it away.
I think I don't know. As of right now, I don't have any race dates for Battle of the Belt racing, so we may just do a season points racing
So in the
this year.
championship, yeah.
And then we'll bring back the Battle of the Belt racing in 2027.
Yeah.
Or 2026, excuse me. With that being said, we'll have another track to race at, obviously, Route 106 Race Park.
Yeah.
We'll might actually do single car qualifying over there.
Absolutely.
Or
Sean.
or best yet, if you take one race out of the whole season, instead of doing Battle of the Belt race, we can take 2 belts instead of doing trophies. Do the belts for first and second.
Those belts are $300
Those events,
each.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like for a championship race, almost like NASCAR, like a Daytona 500.
Yeah, we'll
That'd be like a, you know what I'm
Hey
saying?
Nick, but so 2026, I think what we're gonna do is, like I said, we'll have the Battle of the Belt racing back.
Yeah.
We'll
have
do
our own
sing-
racetrack this
We'll do
time.
single car qualifying. So once I get Route 106 Race Park back open, we're gonna have carts and stuff on Friday nights.
Hey, Scott.
So then that way, the carts can come and race at Route 106 Race Park on a Friday night, go home, fix their carts, and get them all ready for Sunday at Claremont karting.
Yeah.
So, and then Cup Cars and Bandoleros and whoever else wants to come and race on Saturdays is more than welcome to. So it'll be a two-day weekend event for Route 106 Race
I
Park.
can't wait to have our own track.
What,
That'd be awesome.
what was
to come in
that,
and qualify.
Chris? Make the tour series when you open 106. Oh, the belt races.
Yeah.
That ain't a bad idea.
Yeah, we can do that. Yep. Yeah, we can do that. And just
Yeah,
have,
that's our home track.
just have a regular season points race at Route 106 and have the tour race as the belt race. That's
That's not a
actually
bad idea.
that's actually a good idea, Chris. I will look into that. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. And
Use
obviously,
use
we'd
the
have a
track as
belt.
our series,
Yep.
and then use the
We'd actually
traveling track.
Yeah, we'd obviously
the
have a
belt,
belt for rigids and suspendeds.
Which, have you even heard anything back about the track yet? Or?
No, I did talk to Johnny Benevento the other day. He's talking to his lawyer and his insurance company. And then
Sean,
he'll
I'm
get back to me.
actually happy to actually race Monadnock because we just paved that track last year. I didn't even get to touch it yet.
That
so
thing's fast.
I can't wait. I heard so much about how fast the track is. I haven't even been on it yet.
Yeah, just hang on.
All right, so basically, we haven't heard from our new
Yeah.
tech
Yeah.
guy
So who's our,
yet.
he's just
why
listening
is-
to everybody complain already. He's like, this is what I'm in.
So tell us.
This
a
is
little
what
bit
I'm
about
in
yourself.
for.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like, what would you guys want?
Experience with racing. Let's start there, Jenny.
I don't have any.
Perfect. We can train you to cheat now.
He's got the rule book, so
Yeah, our rules are
it's simple.
simple, and we don't check, like I said last week on the podcast, we don't check anything that's rocket science, right?
Yeah,
If we're going to check engines, we're going to pull the engines and we're going to find someone knowledgeable to check them.
Yeah.
Well, and I think before the season starts, and this is where it comes down to people not watching the podcast, drivers not watching the podcast. If we could all get together on it, we could pick someone, right? We could all get together and say, okay, this guy's gonna, someone outside the series too.
Yes.
Okay, this guy's gonna check your engine, and it's gonna cost this much. If you want to protest an engine, it's gonna cost you this much.
Right.
Just
We
like
got to get
NASCAR.
guys to just exactly.
And-
You know,
And then-
tech guy's
yeah.
there to make sure your car's safe.
Yeah.
He's there to make sure your ride height's good, your width's good, your weight's good. Look at
It's al-
seals on an engine
It's almost
and
just
maybe
like NASCAR,
gear.
Pretty
Right.
much, you got to do your safety thing, and you
Right.
got to do your
So-
check your engine, this and that.
Right.
So the whole thing for the test and tune, is actually, people can work the bugs out of their car, but the main thing is you show up and we're doing a preseason tech. I have round holographic stickers that will be going on the cars after we tech them
Every
before your
race?
car hit. Nope, preseason tech. If your car does not have that holographic sticker, you do not see that track.
Until you
It's
get it
got to
done.
have the holographic sticker on it. So it's a
Can I have one?
preseason
Now,
tech.
even if let's say I don't make the practices, I come to the track, then you get the pre-check, then I get on the track, right?
So-
And
After I
if
do
your
that.
car gets done and you need it checked,
We can always go.
I
I can
can-
always go over there.
Okay.
yeah, we can come to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because Romper did mine the other day,
Yeah,
so.
straight, but I'm trying to get this car together. I need.
Romper did his, and I mean, you're not. Preseason safety is basically to make sure nuts and bolts and
Yeah.
bars are good, and
Right.
That's the thing.
we're not going to tell you that.
I gotta go through the whole car right now. I have all the parts to put the car back together, but I don't have any nuts and bolts. I gotta figure out what the nuts and bolts for everything now.
You need a lot more
Quiet.
I know.
Shut up,
I'll
old
send some
Jenkins.
pictures. I'll send some pictures out of the car Saturday when I go to it too. Oh, my daughter must have just got out of work. She just signed in. Haley, hi.
What's up, Haley?
You talk, you can butt in, talk.
You're more than welcome to come on anytime. Just take a Thursday off and come sit with us. So you too, Dylan, if you're in
I
here.
can tell you right
No,
now,
no,
that
I
car's
can-
gonna roll like a son of a gun.
That's what
With
matters.
all the
But
stuff.
anyways. So, but next year, when we have that banquet, because I thought a lot about it. I know we're not supposed to have a right side mirror. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember at the.
Left side mirrors only.
We did, okay.
Yeah, left side mirrors only.
But now, since we're going around the track, and we're always turning left, not going right.
You go right, there's a problem.
It's a
Can I just
wall,
ask you,
Nico.
are you going to say why we can't have a right side mirror?
No.
Okay.
But the chassis that I have has
It's got a right side mirror and a center mirror, but they gotta be taken off.
so you can look right out the back.
Here's my thing. Why do you care who's behind you?
Well, because if you're down low and you're wanting to come up,
It's your line. It's your line until
Right.
it's your line until you can see them in your peripheral.
Maybe he
I mean, you're never gonna argue in mirrors and me. My sister's on here right now.
Yeah, I've never.
There is no arguing mirrors with me. I don't think we should have them. I don't think we should have radios.
no, I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, no, I know. My thought, I've been beat down with it is, why do you care who's behind you?
Just say who's
You know what I mean? Like, so if you're racing, we're coming into the corner. I know you guys on the screen can't see it, but it's not their line. It's your line to run. So you got to pick a line. You're never going to want to go up the track in the middle of the corner.
Right.
No.
Right,
I was supposed
because
to track
coming
on the
out, that's
straightaway.
coming out
Right.
going up. But
But it's
then
your
you're
line
going-
until you can see their nose.
Right.
I always say if I hit anyone and the tire rub is before my numbers on my door, he should have gave me room.
Yeah, we
Point
talked
blank, right?
about
We
that
talked
last
about
year.
it, right?
Yeah.
And the same thing. If I cut down on someone,
Then you're at fault.
I'm at fault.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you seen they were there and you
You
cut
should-
down
right.
anyways.
And you can tell by feeling. I mean, I've never ran a mirror until this series. They
And
forced me to have one.
They weren't allowed.
And no
They
matter
forced
what,
me
you
to
can
have
still
one.
hear.
Mine's that big.
You could still hear behind you, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Right.
Even if you have anything, you could still hear they're coming.
Yeah, and just to let everybody know, with the receivers, I will be able to
It's
hear.
mirrors, Brandon.
I will be able to hear what everybody's talking about because everybody's numbers will be programmed into my radio. So keep that in mind. Whatever you guys are talking about, I can hear you.
I don't talk.
They wouldn't
I
want to
just
hear
pay
me talk.
attention.
I yell, listen, I got no one in my helmet. You should hear me run my mouth in my car.
Oh, receiver,
Out of my way.
You should hear me run my mouth.
well, the receivers are mandatory this year.
Yeah, no, but you can't hear. I mean,
Well, I'll be able to hear you guys.
not on a receiver. Not unless you got a radio.
I'll
Receivers
have a
are
radio.
one way. Receivers are one way.
Oh yeah.
You can talk
That's
to
right.
the guys, but the guys
Right.
can't talk back,
That's true.
which is
That's good.
good.
You know
That's
what?
good.
That's good. Yeah.
I only got one language usually for the guy yelling at me in my ear. Nothing good to say. You don't want to hear it.
Right. But yeah, the receivers, you got to have those and the transponders.
In the transponders.
Which I've got Paul Sipes 4 transponders sitting right there. So if anybody needs
Well,
them, they're
The
$190.
next 2
I
weeks,
do.
I'm getting the transponders and the receivers.
Yeah.
The next
I got to renew my subscription next week.
Yeah,
My
100
subscription's already up.
What do you got there?
He's got the
Transponders.
receivers and the
Transponders.
transponders. He's got both.
$120.
No.
It's
$190.
It's as I said, I already told you.
It's $300
Those,
all the way around.
those are already sold.
It's $300
Somebody already bought
for a
those.
set. The
You just can't
receiver
buy
and the
them
thing
ones
is
and-
$300.
Yeah.
So it's $600 for both.
Yeah.
Like I
So,
said, we'll have it
but
within
you
the next
guys,
2 weeks.
you guys don't have either one of those. Don't
Can't
even come to the
race.
track.
Yeah.
Not allowed. Gotta have them. They are mandatory, and it's not mandatory by
That's
our
by the
series.
track.
It's mandatory by the tracks.
I mean,
So that way
I'm
Peter-
sure you could practice.
Hey, so that way Peter doesn't
On
have to
practice
keep,
days.
keep it on paper.
Yeah,
They can
that,
actually do
you
it
know how
on
much
too
easier
much.
that's going to be on me? Sean couldn't believe
It's too
how I
much.
did
I
it.
can't even. I did it once or tried to do it, and I just said, "I'll tell you who's in the top 3."
Yeah. That was the one day I got
I
stuck
figured the
working.
rest of the guys could get in their spot no matter what.
Yeah,
Just
that-
go take your spots,
You did
boys.
that- you did
Yeah.
that when we
Well, I
had
did
that
it with
stuff
you,
working.
right? And
Now-
I've done it with you. It's just
Yeah.
not fun.
Are we,
No, it's not.
Are we gonna do time trials at any of the tracks? Because I know you're gonna split the
Probably
No, we don't have time.
We don't have time.
No.
Don't have
Bigger
time.
tracks.
I know the only track that the rigids
The
and the
karting.
suspended to get them split up is Claremont karting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Other than that, everybody else is running
Now we
together.
doing what we did last year, flipping a coin, figure out who's getting the front to the rear, pretty much inverting.
No,
the
you,
field, stuff
if
like
you
that.
win one
It's-
week, you start in the rear
Oh, I know
the
that. That's what
following
I'm saying.
week.
Inverting the field.
But yeah, we ain't flipping a coin. I mean, you guys will drop a position,
That's what I'm
but
saying. Drop positions and stuff like that.
You
Um,
literally should only draw for position 1 week, the opening week. The rest of
Yeah.
it should be handicapped, right?
I would have to figure out how to do that.
Definitely can figure out handicapping. It's not a big deal.
Mr. Jason Romprey, how the
Oh,
hell
boy.
are you?
Good, how are you? So, with this carburetor thing, we can run any carburetor we want as long as it's stock appearing, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Should absolutely be that way as far as I'm
I'm
concerned.
calling Josh tomorrow then.
You were gonna anyways. Let's face it. Well, because I told
Damn right I was.
exactly. I said to Peter, I said there's no sense slowing these cars down, right? There's
on, make
no
it go
sense. We
faster.
go to the 21 millimeter carb. Guess what I'm doing? I'm calling Josh and I'm saying, build me a 21 carburetor that's better. You go to a 40 millimeter carb, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to Josh and say, build me a 40 millimeter carb better than everyone else's. Racing costs money.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
the people that are going to win are going to do stuff like that. But here's what I know so far. I've talked to 3 or 4 different guys. Some of the guys that were really fast last year ran a stock carb.
Hi, Mary.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they ran stock carb, yeah.
Cruise a turn.
Yeah.
right.
It's
So
cruise a turn, and we've had this conversation.
I agree.
No, fast you can go down the straightaway.
Right.
Because we all run the same fucking motor. Yeah, I mean, a little bit better.
Same
carburetor
motor,
gives
same
you
gearing.
A little bit more speed
Yep.
down the straightaway, but if you can't get to the turn without getting fucking sideways or pushing
Or
up the road track,
tight.
you're gonna be slow.
Right.
Yeah, because that's just like we were talking about the other day about
I
working
like
on
this
my
idea.
car.
I like this idea, Jason, but no one wanted to go with me. I said, with talking with other people, we should go to a stock carburetor out of the box, tell everyone what they're running in the carburetors, but we should change the cams. Put a better cam in it. Put a better cam in it.
Is if because I was watching the podcast, and the only problem with telling these guys what they have to run inside the carburetor with the jet and stuff like that, you start changing altitudes, the temperature starts changing, the thing's either going to run rich or it's going to run lean, and it's either going to blow
Well-
up or foul or block.
I'm just reaching because I don't think so. Without
I think we ought to just tie Kendall to the fucking wall.
well, we just got to figure out what he's doing. I mean, he's winning. We know what he's doing. He's getting a car that turns really good through the corner.
Yeah.
So,
setup.
no, I was saying do that. Do carburetor out of the box, change the carb, change the cam, gives you 6 more horsepower. It weeds out the little bitches from the guys that can race. It also takes guys that don't work on their car, and it gives them a little more speed for cars that have drag.
With that right there, Sean, is if you give them guys that aren't working on these things any speed, they're going to either drive into the turn and loop it, or they're going to hit the fence. Because
Agreed.
It's either going to be way too loose or way too tight.
Right.
I agree.
Because that's what I got to
But-
figure out with my car after what Romper and I did all the work to it.
It's all in the setup. You got to learn that setup.
What we got to figure out is these guys that want to work on their car and don't know how, is some of us guys, Jason including, and I know you have, me, Buster, Ken, the guys that know need to take some of these guys under their wing and speed them up. I'm not saying give away your setup, but I'm saying get them under your wing, show them what it takes, show them how to clean a bearing, show them how to clean the chain, show them how to align the chain, show them how, what we do week in and week out. And I would spend a couple hours if someone wanted to come up. I have a shop big enough that if a couple people wanted to come up over and just see what I do weekly, I would take someone under and do it.
Build the whole
Get
car.
that, Sean, and I don't mind helping anybody.
Right. I know you don't. That's why I used you as a...
6 or 8 hours the other day,
Right.
and I got Rachel's car out in the shop right now that I got to finish
Sean, how
up.
long
Well, that's
did-
what I mean. I just think instead of
how long would that
slowing us down, I mean, instead of slowing us fast guys down, let's speed the slow guys up.
Yeah.
Hey, how many years have I spent chasing Ken, you,
Oh, that's
Josh? Spent a lot of years chasing you guys, right? And you've never heard me complain. I just shut up and go home and work on my car. And that's what we need this series. We need everybody in this series to do the same.
that's the
If
thing.
we want a good series,
You gotta
that's what
be
we
willing
need.
to put the time- You got to be willing to put the time in at home.
Yeah.
And not try to get it done in an hour at the racetrack.
Oh, I know.
Reiterate
That's me, that was me
reiterate
last
this. Reiterate.
Because also Romper also said to me too was also my tire rod that was also a little bit weird as well. My right side tire rod.
Well, you're a little weird, so your car matches you.
Tire rod?
My right side tire rod was way too long.
Absolutely.
How long would it take
It's a
to build
tie
the whole
rod,
car?
not a
I have
tire
everything to
rod.
put
Whatever.
together.
I'm still tired. Leave me
I
alone.
take mine apart.
I got the
I
whole
literally
car.
take my car apart just about every week.
But yeah,
I
so
have
to
pretty much
answer
everything
your
to put the
question,
car whole
Jason,
together,
yes, it is
so-
going to be stock
I just
appearance
need to get
car.
it together because I want to be able to race
Yeah.
this shit.
It's
Awesome,
not
awesome.
hard.
Thanks for calling.
I mean,
I'll
it's
talk
been a
to you
while
guys
since I
later.
played
All
with
right,
a
bye.
rigid, but
Yeah.
it's not hard.
Just nuts and bolts. I just gotta get all the nuts and bolts because I have no
Yep.
nuts and bolts.
It's
We know.
it's one in the garage. Brandon already said it tonight. If you
No, I
guys want to win, you've got to
I know.
working.
I
the garage.
do-
And
I
not
do
you. I
work.
don't know you personally. I'm
Oh, I know.
not picking on you. You know what I
No,
mean?
that's fine.
Because there's a lot of guys in the series that show up and do oil changes at the track. Who the
Yeah.
fuck does an oil change
I
at
don't
the
do a
track?
dog.
That's not going to happen this year. You know, you unload your car, it better be ready to go. If it's not ready to go, don't come.
Right.
That's why I got
Because
an
for
area
one,
to
you're
work on my
wasting
car.
$40.
Yeah.
You're
I
wasting.
I finally have a place to work on my car with a shop that we
Yeah.
have all the tools and everything else that I can do it every single week.
So I'm hoping,
Go
you
through
know,
everything.
I'm hoping week in and week out that all these cars show up to the track
Ready.
and ready to
And
go.
we can all have
And
fun.
I've already talked to John Espernette, and he's like, we don't know where we're going to put all you guys if you have 30 cars show up.
I know. That's what I thought about. I'm like, where are we gonna fit all these? Especially at Riverside. There's no way we're gonna fit 30 cars.
Well,
in that track.
Riverside we can, but at Hudson, we may have to use the garage across the street. That's what he was saying. So,
Well,
but we don't know
Park
that yet.
outside.
Well, don't forget, we also have cars that come in
Double.
double.
Right, but
Right,
I'm
with
saying,
two trailers,
Yeah, we can
so
park
they're-
outside right in the parking lot. Face all the trailers.
you want to work
on
on the dirt?
No.
Yes.
I'll work anywhere. I don't
I'll
care.
work in the
Oh,
dirt.
For
good
one,
point,
I'm not gonna be
Brandon.
For one, I'm not
The
going to be
second-
working on the car.
The second you show up to the track and working on your car, running around doing shit should have been doing,
Hmm.
makes sense. Why would you pay exactly?
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
You wasted $40.
Yeah, you waste $40. So like I said, you know, you show up to the track, you unload your car, it better be ready to go. No
It's one
working on the
thing
cars at the
to
track
have
as soon as
issues.
you get
I'll
there.
honestly admit it. I did that last year because last year was my first time in the series. But now I have the whole car to build.
Yeah.
So I know how it's all gonna go together and what I need to do every single week to get this car.
Yep.
To get on that track every week without no issues. Once I get to the track,
If you're
unload it.
if you're building the car from the ground up,
Yeah.
you're not going to have any issues
I'm
because
building
you
it from
know
the
what
ground
it
up.
is.
It's just
You know
a
what it
bare frame
is.
right now.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
building everything.
You know what it is. You know what I mean? And then you know what to check.
Exactly. So
But
yeah,
for the guys that don't know, like I said, I'm always in, like, week in and week out, I do the same thing to my car. So if you rigid or suspended, you should be doing all the things I'm doing.
yeah.
So if anyone needs to know, wants to know, I'm ready to help because I want to see guys get fast. I want to see this series work.
Listen,
I mean,
I want to be on the damn track every single race. I want to at least hit the track and finish the race.
Don't hit the track too hard.
So, but
Says
don't
the
hit
one
the
that
wall.
hits the
Don't hit
wall.
the wall too hard.
yeah, right. So that is gonna be the main rule. If you own a mini cup car, you come to the track, you unload it, and I see you working on it. As soon as you unload it, you load it back up and go home.
Are we doing pre-race tech this year?
Yes.
Okay.
They're
I was
supposed to
just
be at.
wondering.
They're supposed to be. At
No,
the,
I mean,
test and tune.
like when we show up, like in years past,
Yes, we are doing pre-race tests.
we've had guys. You show up, you roll your car over, tech guy
Yep. You check your brakes. And
just
everything
kind of
else.
like checks brakes.
Yep.
He doesn't check like anything that's going to help you race.
Right.
Like,
No.
you know, he checks your brakes, makes sure that you're going to be able to stop.
Yes.
Basically, that's the big thing. If he gets knowledgeable with like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you, I mean, I'm guessing you're mechanically inclined. That's why you want to do this. Like checking
The tire.
Like
hind joints.
Heim joints, make sure stuff's not loose. You know,
Yeah.
bearings, because the nuts, you know, the nuts on your
Make sure
wheels,
they're all
they should
clipped.
make sure they're clipped, stuff like that. That's kind of like pre-race check. It takes 3 or 4 minutes.
So that's what we're
Then you
gonna
know
do.
everyone's safe.
With the pre-race check at every single track, you are to unload your cart and roll it right over to tech to get your pre-race tech done. Then you can bring it back to your stall. But if you're gonna show up there, set up your lift, put it up on the lift, and start working on it, don't even come.
Yeah. For one, you're wasting your money.
And
And
you're
it
just
doesn't.
making
It's
the
not a
series
good
look
show
bad.
for the series.
Right.
If you need help during the week
Just give us
to
a
get
call.
it together, give us a call. Someone will help.
Yeah.
The only thing I could say is just putting tire pressures before the season, before the race.
I
Tire
can.
pressures and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what you should be checking.
Yeah,
You should
that- I
show
mean,
up to the
that's
track.
Tire
This is
pressures.
my routine. Show up, push it to tech, push it back to my trailer.
Yeah.
Wait around for hours because I show up moon times before anyone else, and then I check tire pressures, and that's it.
So with that being said, you know we are out of time for tonight. So
Brandon's last question.
I can't wait to put the first tire mark on your car this season, Sean. I did 2 races last year, won one and was leading the other and got dumped. But looking forward to a good season. If anyone needs help, reach out to me. I'll help. I learned a lot racing these when I wanted a good competition to Crybaby. Let's do it, Brandon.
Yeah.
Wait until you see this car, you're gonna shit your pants.
What, the 4 car?
No joke.
That car is no joke.
So the only thing I was going to say.
This car's got the best of everything in it.
it.
Like last year, yeah, my car was a tank.
I think it was just a driver.
Oh, well.
Anyway.
We had so many times, but
we'll
Yeah,
see
just
how
keep
this
going, Jake. Who
chassis does
cares?
roll a lot lighter than that other
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah. Well, the chassis that you get from me is brand new. It's another new chassis I got.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I don't know if it's brand new.
Brandon, have you seen my car
It's
though?
new.
it's new.
You're gonna have to wreck the body to put a tire mark on it.
So with that being said, we're gonna close out the show saying thanks to Tristan for coming on board, being our official tech personnel. Clyde, Derek, Sean, Rachel, my son Jacob. Thanks for everybody for calling in, asking you questions. Brandon, I will see you very soon to pick up this badass car, and we'll see who's gonna be on next week. If anybody wants to come on the show next week, just give me a buzz, and we'll get you on here.
Thanks for the people that are watching.
Where you